Hey everyone, welcome back to Warhammer 40k Space Marine. How's it all going? I am doing great. It is Friday. It's a long week. Oh, it's a long weekend. Ooh, I just remembered that. I have not had a long weekend for a while now. Excuse me. For those of you guys who don't know, for me right now as of recording, it's the Family Day weekend. So that means, excuse me, I get the Monday off of work, which is really fun and exciting. For me, like, forgetting was kind of like, you know when you wake up and you think it's Monday, but really it's Saturday and you don't have to work and you don't have to do anything? That's kind of what it feels like for me right now. Here, let's actually use our bolter. That explosive barrel did not do as much as I'd like. No, I was like, which is always a nice feeling. And don't get me wrong, I like work, but I just prefer not work to work, right? Because I think, like, already it's hard to say that for some people. It's like, oh, like, do you have a job that you like to do? Not everyone can say yes to that question. Whereas, like, I feel lucky enough to say that, like, I can say yes to that. Whereas others are saying, well, no, my job is stressful. It just doesn't feel good, etc., etc. But the point, like, I just want to make. Oh dear. Here, we're gonna try and oh here. Okay, so we need to combo them. That's why I couldn't get HP back. The thing about... Alright, well, interesting. He was just walking through the debris. That's amazing. Like, the thing about not work is that you get to do whatever you want. Like, when you're working, yes, you can do like something that you enjoy, but you're still doing something that someone else tells you to. And again, maybe for some people, like, that's perfect. Like, that's exactly what they want to do. Like, I people do have the dream careers where it's like, I don't want, like, sorry, my thoughts are happening faster than my mouth, I was gonna say face, can speak. There exist the people who work, like, the 16-hour days.
Benjamin, plans have changed. Hannah hasn't returned. I think they're going to close off that whole stratum. I have to get to her. You'll be back from the food depot before we are. Tell your mother where I am when she arrives. And both of you, stay there. Pack up the food as best you can. Reports are that the orcs have already reached the manufactorum. We'll need to leave as soon as we're together. I'll be home soon.
Oh boy. So there are people who like to work the long hours in a day, and they do it because they love their job and they only stop to, like, eat and sleep. Those people do exist, and those jobs do exist. But for me, I like being home and playing video games, and I think that's a pretty normal thing to like. Stalker Bolter, I don't really want that. I have to say, I really like those personal logs because I feel like they add a lot of character to the game. I like them too because you can pick them up and listen to them, and you can do other things. They're kind of like an audiobook. Alright. Alright. There you go. I was like, the headshots don't seem to be doing what I want them to do. Oh, he's lucky. Yeah, because he's got head armor. Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, right, I forgot. That would have been bad. Yeah, you should feel fear. And which, on that topic, we should talk about audiobooks. Do you guys like listening to audiobooks? Yes or no? That's it. That's it for the tangent. No, I started listening to an audiobook today, and I definitely see the appeal. I think for me, like at work, it wasn't the best thing to do because I was doing some sort of I was doing some work with like hexadecimal numbers, so it was a little bit hard to focus on both the book and my work. But that being said, like, I think being able to listen to something and then do something else in the meantime, like, in some ways it feels like you're saving time. Because think about, like, let's say if you're, like, washing dishes. Like, dishes are something, like, you have to do one way or another. But, like, if you're listening to a book during that time, you can feel like, well, I'm getting my entertainment while I'm even, you know, doing, like, traditional chores. So, on that front, I really do get them. Though, I'd experiment a little bit more with the audiobooks. Like, today was literally the first time ever I started listening to an audiobook. And I kind of only did it on a whim. Like, I didn't set out to go find the audiobook. I was like, oh, I didn't know this was an audiobook. In case you guys were wondering, the audiobook I was listening to was Death Trooper. Or Death Troopers? I don't remember. Anyways, it was a Star Wars book, which is unusual for me because I've never listened to or read anything of the Star Wars Extended Universe. But this one I picked up because apparently it's like, oh, there's zombies in Star Wars. I'm like, okay, I'm curious enough about this to see what it's like. Because I've always liked zombies. Like, growing up, I found zombies to be really interesting. Yeah, I gotta change position. I've always found zombies to be interesting. And Star Wars, like, I like Star Wars, but I'm not super into it like some other people. And, like, that, I guess it's, like, the difference for me versus the, like, hardcore fans or the fans of the Extended Universe is that they'll read the books of Star Wars, whereas, like, I don't seek them out. And there's nothing wrong with them. I'm just saying, like, for me, I would rather read the Warhammer 40k books. But I was like, well, this one has zombies in it, or allegedly, so I'm interested enough to try this out. Where is he going? He's just running. Oh, he's retreating. Okay, yes, that makes sense. That's actually cool. I didn't get very far. I only got about like 40 minutes in. Because today was Friday, and I don't know about you guys, but like, we get to the Friday of your work week, sometimes it's hard to be productive. And that's the case for me. Like, I was productive for a bit, but I was like, well, like, now I get to go home, so I'm just going to go home. And that's exactly what I did. I did enjoy the audiobook while I was listening to it, though, I will say.
To Lord Sharp, the power source succeeded in fueling the entire Titan Manufactorum. A remarkable feat. But I have not forgotten my true purpose on Graia, my lord. I have dedicated my life to defeating the alien horde. Now I will use the power source in a weapon that exploits the very weaknesses of our alien foe.
Oh, that should be good. Sounds like the Inquisitor was up to some spooky science. Hey, we'll never.
We'll have to bring all of these structures down and rebuild.
This time on top of a mass grave.
Yeah, it's pretty grim. There's the thing about like violence and war in video games is I think in some cases we become desensitized, or at least the scale doesn't really clue in for us. Like, for example, they're saying there's a lot of death, but because I think there's a disconnect from reality for me, like in the sense that I'm playing a video game, I don't really like. They say the word death, but it doesn't really register with me, which I think, if I'm being entirely honest, thank goodness, because that would really be stressful and distracting to play a game, and when someone died, you really felt it. Though, that being said, that's not to say you shouldn't feel strong emotion when playing a game. Like, some of my best gaming experiences are when I'm doing something happens to a character and I'm emotionally invested in that character and I have a strong emotional response. Those moments are great, but that being said, if I kill an orc, if I see a guardsman die and I'm like, oh no, that guardsman's dead, that would be unpleasant. I mean, I don't think I'd be playing video games anymore. Alright, it's the Inquisitor. Looks like he's killed some orcs. And let's see what the man has to say.
Inquisitor Drogon. We need to get you off planet before we're overrun by orcs.
You were exposed to the unshielded power source. In the generator room, I saw it. You held raw energy from the warp. How are you still alive?
The power source conducts warp energies.
The stuff of chaos. Heresy.
My work against the Xenos has the Imperium's blessing.
Can your blessed work help us against the orcs?
My research is of the utmost secrecy. The Imperium forbids its use without sanction.
Consider that your Imperial sanction.
Very well. The power source fuels an experimental weapon at my research facility. The Psychic Scourge. It could destroy the orcs.
You didn't think to bring up this scourge weapon before.
The Psychic Scourge has never been test-fired, Sergeant. If it malfunctions, it could crack this planet in half.
We're out of options. We fire the weapon and take our chances.
Oh boy. Things are heating up.
Scourge is at the Calkis facility, my research laboratories. It is a fair distance. We will need transportation.
Captain, we aren't far from the plaza where Lieutenant Mira was headed. The Imperial Guard rally point.
They will have Valkyries. We can fly to the research facility. Let's find this Imperial Guard outpost.
All right. Cool. So things are heating up, but do you know what's not heating up? This video, because I'm about to end it. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time, and I'll try to refrain from making bad jokes, but no promises.